Hello, how are you? This is my Canon 80D. I wanted to talk about three things today. First, one reason I haven't had a lot of videos, or any videos really, in the last month is a couple things. Number one, I don't know what the hell I'm doing with this thing. I've got a lot of stuff on here, but I don't know how to edit it. So that's one thing I need to work on. And also just as far as doing live videos and stuff, my service on my phone's been off. So that's one of the things that, unless I have Wi-Fi, I haven't been using it. So here lately, I've had a couple of things on my mind. There's three things really. There is insecurity, there's challenges, and there's truth. And those are the three things I was really thinking about tonight. So you can see, I can see my breath. It's pretty cold out here. I can't really feel it though because I'm on like my second pre-workout, and I also had another energy drink throughout the day, and not great for me, but I've been on call all day. So first thing, insecurities. The first thing that comes to mind, I've been really wanting to talk about this a lot lately, is insecurities. And I'm going to show you something that I'm insecure with. Very, nobody else is going to notice it. And in fact, I don't even know if you can see it. But when I first put on weight, my dad used to have these, and he still does, is under here, I have skin tags. And those, I can't even see them in the camera. Those drive me nuts, and I'll tell you why. Not just because they look bad, but because I know as an RN that they are a sign of pre-diabetes, and so that's scary. And also it's friction just from being heavy. So having the skin tags is one thing that I've kind of been insecure about, and I plan on getting them taken off once I drop weight. Hey guys, and you know, the skin tags are okay, but also something that nobody else would notice is now you're gonna look at everybody's ears after this. Watch, I don't have a crease in my earlobe, but I keep looking at it because I have heart disease in my family. And so if you look up Frank's crease, it is something that a lot of people don't know is a sign of heart disease, is like a crease in the earlobe. And so when you put on weight, I'm like been looking at my earlobes and I'm like, why do my ears look so big, right? What's going on here? I feel like they've grown. Is that even possible? And I'm Googling it because I'm super insecure about that and the skin tags and all these things. Things that probably nobody's ever noticed, but I'm insecure about. And I thought, you know, that's not something I want to talk about. But then I have my wife, who's gorgeous, and she has things she's insecure about. And I'm like, what are you insecure about? You look like you jumped off of a runway, you know, and it's just ridiculous. She's attractive, and then you see people on Instagram that are, you know, attractive, or you hear about models or people that are wealthy, that have money, that have looks, money, you know, have it all, it seems like, have it all together, and they're committing suicide. And a lot of times I think it's because these things are taboo, it seems like, to talk about. Are they really taboo? I don't think they are. I think, personally, we just don't talk about them because it's embarrassing to us. But honestly, nobody really cares. We all have those things. We all know that we have those things. But again, we don't walk around talking about the things that really are weird to us. So, insecurities. Don't be afraid to show your insecurities. I've said several times, don't be afraid to be fearless, and I think that's what this is about, is just not being fearless. Another insecurity of mine. In the last month, I've made very little progress towards my goal because, well, Christmas and the holidays, and so obviously that's something that most of us stumbled with. And how many of you actually want to admit it? I mean, I'm going to, and I'm supposed to be on this perfect journey, and I knew that I couldn't be perfect, but for some reason I felt like I was letting everyone else out there down that has liked my page, that has followed, that has encouraged me, and it's embarrassing. to admit that you've stumbled. But the great thing is that this time around, I got back on the horse a lot quicker. I had some real drive to say, hey, I'm not gonna let this stop me. So that's been an insecurity of mine, is that I haven't really been able to keep everything going. I had so many balls in the air, and it was really difficult to get that going. So I feel like, personally, if we will express, our insecurities, write them out, and put them out in front of us, then you have something you're looking at every day. It becomes something you're no longer afraid of. And I've noticed, just with like standing with my shirt off, and or whatever, that has really taken away the fear of being out of shape. All right, so that's one thing, is those, as far as insecurities. Now, challenges. This is the third time. It is 35 or whatever it is. I've tried 3 times to go to the gym. The first time I made it to the gym, I was on a cardio machine trying to get my cardio in, and I got a phone call and got called out to take care of a patient. I'm back up on call for hospice. So, leave, and left my bag there because I thought, well, I'll just go back. Then, kind of back and forth, decided, okay, I'm getting up, I'm heading to the gym, get another call. Happens again. I come home, decided we're not doing this admission today. Decided, okay, I'm gonna drink this pre-workout, second pre-workout. I'm gonna head to the gym. I got another phone call. I'm on my way back. I tell my wife, let's work out. Meet me there at 8 o'clock. She gets there. Wouldn't you know, for the second day in a row, the gym closed at 8 o'clock. I thought the 10 gyms were 24 hours, so apparently I need to pay more attention. So now I'm hopped up on pre-workout. I'm having her dig through our stuff to find like P90X or something, so we can have something a little different than Tabata. And I realized this is just a challenge. And at this point, I'm so determined to get a workout in that I'm going to do what I have to, because I have missed yesterday, and I hate missing workouts. And like I said, I feel like I'm letting you down. I feel like I'm letting myself down when I don't get something in. And that's part of having that one guy's journey as far as the community. Okay, so that's a challenge for today. Challenges that I've kind of faced over time has been that depression's a really big thing for me. I hate it. I hate to admit it. It hasn't really taken hold of me until these last couple of years, especially experiencing a lot of trials and tribulations in my life, or deaths in the family, which we experienced a pretty significant death last year with my father-in-law, and it really affected us all. And so winter is a really big thing for me, having that. Not only do I have circumstantial depression or clinical depression that's passed down through our genetics, but also have seasonal depression that I have to fight. And I understand how hard it is to get up out of bed. I mean, Saturday morning, I could literally sleep all day. And last Saturday it was raining, I think. And it was so hard to get up and just move. I didn't want to do anything. And I get that whole depression. There used to be a commercial of this cloud that would follow this lady around. And it was the representation of depression. I agree. It can be very difficult to deal with. But depression is not for me what it is for most people that's never experienced it, which is, it's not, woe is me, I'm sad, I'm just, I'm crying all day long. Depression for me, when I hear the word depression as a nurse, I don't think about the psyche as much as I do about the physical part. And when people start taking medications and they're severely depressed, especially if they have things to be depressed about, like loss and, loss of job, loss of family, loss of whatever, and they start taking medications, that you have to be careful with suicide, and it's because they finally have the energy to do that. All right, so opening up a little bit about some things that I've dealt with is just being transparent with people, and I'm being transparent with everybody here, that Effexor is a drug for depression. It's used for women who have menopause. It's used for ADHD. It's used for a lot of things. And that's something that my physician had put me on when I kind of went through some things. What I didn't know about it was it is incredibly hard to come off of. It can make you very sick as you come, like flu-like sick. It's very difficult. So stepping off of those things are really difficult because you don't realize that it's feeding you serotonin and all these things. It's helping your body reabsorb these things, and it gives you more energy than you even know. So as I have actually stepped down off of those things, that's part of my journey. I've talked about transparency, and that's what I'm going to be transparent. I've realized, man, I am having to drink more coffee, do these healthier. I'm doing a little healthier energy drinks. I'm using some of the Herbalife stuff that my friends kind of set me up with, and it's great. It's better than anything I've tried so far, and it doesn't make me feel all jittery and weird. But I can tell a huge difference, and I know that I have a month or two ahead of me that I may be without the energy that I had experienced with the Effexor. But the problem is that if you miss an Effexor, 48 hours later, you're super sick, and so it's not something I want to be on. It was supposed to be temporary, and I didn't realize that it was going to be really hard to come off of. And as my fitness increase, I'm getting better as far as my fitness level. I'm getting better with my nutrition, and it's becoming more of a habit for me. As that happens, I feel like nutrition and fitness can fix so many things in our as far as depression goes and mental illness. Not all, I'm aware of that, but like I said in my mission statement, the Romans believe that strong in body, strong in mind, and it's pretty rare to find somebody that's very fit that has that go-to for their therapy that is struggling really deeply with mental illness. It does happen, but it's more rare to find than it is to find somebody else. Also, you see people that are fit that are more financially successful, and there's a lot of statistics to go with that. So we said challenges. This has been a challenge for me, is getting away from that. Also alcohol. I'm just like a lot of you, I like to have some beers. Sit back, kick back with the friends on the weekend, have some beers. I just can't do it. I'm an extremist. And everything that I do, I'm an extremist. If I'm going to have a beer, I'm going to have 10 beers. And so that's the thing, is 1 beer equals 10 beers to me. I know that it's difficult for me. That's just my personality. I got to accept it. And alcohol isn't something that I can do. I'm not an alcoholic where I have to drink every night, or that I ever have been that way. But if I'm going to succeed in my journey, that I have to stop drinking completely. And because alcohol is so bad for my family and the way that we metabolize things genetically, I feel like we just absorb every bit of it, and it just turns straight to fat. And I've experienced that. So as we face stressors and things like that, it's our go-to. I mean, how many of your friends are like, can't wait for Friday, we're going out, we're having some beers? Why? Because you're exhausted with the week. You're exhausted with the stress. You just need to let loose. And that's the way I've done it for 15 years, since 16, since I was about 20 years old. And alcohol isn't something that's going to cure anything. So I've got to find ways to get around using that as a crutch. And millions of Americans do that, obviously. So alcohol as a crutch for me, it isn't going to work. I have to find other ways. And so right now, one of my things that I'm working on is You know, I was talking about challenges. This is the truth part, is what we've been talking about. But community, I'm really missing community here. And I think that that's a big thing. I had my aunt sent me something of a guy that was 475 pounds. And he had just started, it was 365 days that he had planned, and he started walking, then he started eating better. He ended up losing 200 pounds. And every time he would go walk, people would show up, and they ended up being like 50 people. And just this one guy just moving and deciding he's going to better himself and sharing it with other people made them want to better themselves. And so I'm going to start thinking of ways to create community where people can kind of just get together, even if it's just, you know, get together and work out in a park as it starts to warm up, or, you know, coming up with a plan to just have more community. So if you're in the Tulsa, Owasso, Oklahoma area, give me some ideas. What are some maybe communities that are already going, or ideas you've had to create community? Because community is really what keeps us going. You know, it's not like it used to be where everybody knows their neighbors, and that you know, they say it takes a village. You know, when I was a kid, it was one of those things that everybody in the neighborhood knew who I was, and so I used to say, when I was a kid, you could anyone on my street could whoop me, kind of thing. It's not entirely accurate, but you get what I'm saying. So with community, we kind of keep each other in line. So I've been facing some insecurities, and I've been facing some challenges as well, and that's my truth for today. I'm going to do my best to continue to touch base with everybody and continue to post and be more diligent in that way. But as everyone else, it's cold, and I want to kind of hibernate, and I have to force myself to get out. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and thank you for your support. I am going to bring you to the gym with me soon. I'm going to continue to figure out how to edit this. I have a good buddy that's really good at this stuff, so I'm going to talk with him. I have some incredible video on here that I need to transfer and edit and get put on. The biggest challenge is transferring, because it's such a big file. So I got awesome video from my last DEXA scan, which was awesome, and some other things. So I'll try to get that taken care of, and we'll see if I can't share it with you all soon. All right? Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys.